You go to the bathroom. Your dog goes with you. You close the door. And from the other side, that whimpering starts. That scratching on the wood. That relentless presence that won't give you a single moment to yourself. Most people laugh at this. And you've probably laughed too. You've texted the video to your family group chat. Shown your partner with that look on your face like, get a load of this ridiculous creature I live with. And that's fine. Because it is funny. Until it isn't. Because there's a very specific reason he does this. A reason that goes back thousands of years before you, before him, before any door ever existed. And when you understand it, you'll stop finding it funny and start finding it one of the most beautiful things one living being has ever done for another. And there's one detail about the way your dog waits at that door that reveals something most owners have never figured out about their own dog. I'll show you at the end. 1. Your dog didn't watch you go to the bathroom. He watched you disappear. That sounds like an exaggeration. It isn't. The concept of a door doesn't exist for a dog the way it exists for you. You know, a door is a temporary barrier, that there's a side you're on and a side you're not on, and that whoever went in is going to come back out. You have that abstraction because your brain was built for it. Your dog's brain was not. Scientifically speaking, dogs process the world primarily through presence and absence, scent and movement. When you vanish behind a closed door, the smell is still there, the sounds still come through, but the visual presence is gone. And for an animal that was built to constantly track the whereabouts of every member of its pack, that triggers a very ancient alarm system. This isn't drama. This isn't neediness. This is your dog's survival system, doing exactly what it was programmed to do across 40,000 years of evolution alongside human beings. You didn't go to the bathroom. You vanished. And he stayed on the other side, doing the only thing he knows how to do when someone he loves disappears without explanation. Calling you back. 2. In nature, pack members don't vanish without a trace. To understand what's going through your dog's head when you close that door, you need to understand where he came from. Wolves and early dogs lived in tight-knit groups, where knowing the location of every member was critical information, not sentiment. Survival. A pack member who disappeared without warning could mean a predator nearby, a trap, immediate danger. The groups that kept track of each other survived. The ones that didn't. Studies have shown that this mutual vigilance was so fundamental to canine survival that it became instinctive, not learned. Your dog didn't decide to follow you to the bathroom. He was compelled to by a code written deeper than any training will ever reach. And here's what that actually means. You are not just the person who feeds him and takes him for walks. You are the most important member of your dog's pack. When you disappear, the whole system goes into search mode. Not because he's anxious, because you matter too much to be ignored. 3. The way he waits at the door says more about him than any personality quiz ever could. Be honest. When your dog is stuck on the other side of that bathroom door, what does he actually do? Stop for a second and think. Does he bark desperately, scratch at the wood, throw his whole body against the door? Or does he sit down, let out a soft whimper, and wait quietly? Now, think about your specific dog. Which one is he? Because those two behaviors look similar. They are not. Animal behavior science has shown that the way a dog reacts to a brief separation, even one lasting just seconds, is one of the most accurate indicators of his overall emotional state. Dogs that react with high intensity, barking, destructive behavior, frantic movement aren't showing greater love. They're showing that even the smallest separation triggers a level of stress they haven't yet learned to regulate. Dogs that wait calmly, that sit or lie down near the door, that let out a quiet sound but stay put. Those dogs have developed something far more sophisticated. They trust that you're coming back. They've learned through every single time that door opened again that the separation is temporary. That's not indifference. That's built trust. And trust is only built by someone who never broke it. If you're on the other side of that door and you can hear the whimpering, your dog isn't telling you that you did something wrong. He's telling you he's still learning to believe. And that's an invitation, not an accusation. If this is shifting the way you see these moments, hit that like and subscribe. This is exactly what we're here for. To translate what your dog is trying to tell you and dissolve the guilt you've been carrying for no reason. Share this video with someone you know who gets followed into every room and thinks something is wrong with their dog. 4. Why some dogs don't follow you, and what that says about your bond. Some of you reading this are thinking the opposite. My dog doesn't follow me. He stays put when I leave the room. No drama whatsoever. Does that mean he doesn't care about me? No. And understanding this may completely change how you see your dog. Research on domestic animal attachment has found that dogs with more secure bonds actually tend to show less intense monitoring behavior. Not because the love is smaller, because the certainty is greater. A dog that grew up with consistency, with a present, predictable owner, with a routine that always held up. That dog developed what researchers call a secure base. He knows you exist even when he can't see you. He knows the door is going to open. He knows you come back. It's the canine equivalent of a child who can play alone in their room because they know their mom is in the house. That's not detachment. That's the most mature form of love a living being can develop. So if your dog doesn't follow you to the bathroom, don't read that as coldness. Read it as the result of everything you've done right. He learned that he can trust you. And that is the greatest gift an owner can give. 5. The 10-second ritual that changes everything. And now, what I promised at the start. This is practical, and it's simple, but it works in a way that's going to feel almost absurd once you try it. Every time you're about to leave a room, any room, not just the bathroom, before you close the door or turn the corner, do this. Pause for 2 seconds. Look at your dog. Say something to him. Anything. The tone matters more than the words. Something like, "I'll be right back," in a calm, steady voice. Then go. Research on separation anxiety in dogs shows that they learn to regulate stress far more effectively when a departure comes with a consistent, predictable signal. It's not about the words. It's about the pattern. It's about your dog learning that right before you disappear, that signal always comes first, and that after the signal, you always come back. You're teaching his nervous system to stand down in a situation that used to put it on full alert. 10 seconds, every day. And over time, that crying at the door gets quieter. Not because he stopped caring, because he learned there's nothing to be afraid of. You are building one micro-separation at a time, the most solid trust that can exist between two living beings. The next time you go to the bathroom and hear that sound from the other side of the door, remember all of this. Take a breath. Behind that door is a creature shaped across thousands of years of evolution to monitor, protect, and never lose sight of the most important member of his pack. That member is you. Not by accident, not out of habit, by choice. Your dog doesn't follow you because he's dependent. He follows you because to him, wherever you are is where the world makes sense.